Well, again, it's a big week for us. We've got two games, Friday and Sunday. And obviously the first one's Friday against the always NCAA tournament team, South Florida, well coached. Team that's highly skilled and has another, monster rebounder. A young lady averaging 4.5 offensive rebounds a game and almost 12 a game total. They have great shooters on their team, 37, 37, 50, 33, 33, and 50 from three. That's just to name a few of their players. So they'll really stretch you out and make you defend at a real high level. And again, Ducey, as they call her, she's shooting 63% inside while she's getting all those rebounds. So again, really good team, well coached. I believe the year before we got here, Texas went down to South Florida and got beat. So this is the return game. It was scheduled that first year we were here and COVID knocked it out. Last year we just couldn't come up with a date. They were already full with their schedule. And this year we were able to work out a date, which I really appreciate Coach doing that. And again, know him personally and know his staff and know how good of a job they do. So we're going to have to play, obviously really well. They have wins over Alabama and TCU, Georgia Tech, just to name a few of the really good teams they've already played. So we're going to have to play really well and have a good week of practice.
Questions? Good. Vic, I guess through these first 6 games, have you gotten to see enough from this team to judge this team, or do you kind of have to throw out those first 5 games because of Rory's situation and now the real judging begins?
Yeah, I think the answer is yes to both of those. I think you find out a lot about yourself. I know I was challenged as a coach to have to deal with a different team, and really, quite frankly, we had to play a different style at times. I tried not to give in to that, but I think we all know we're a different team when Rory's on the floor. Offensively, things seem to go a little smoother, and defensively, she brings a defensive presence on the floor that really makes things a little easier for everyone else. So I think that's part of it. I think, though, going through that, just like Amina here, you find out a lot about kids when you have to and you're able to give them playing time. Amina's shooting 73% from the field, 5 rebounds a game. We found out that she can guard on the perimeter. We might not have found that out if Rory hadn't gotten hurt, and we had to put Amina into some of those situations on the floor with Amo. And so I think it gives you great insight into your team. I think that's the answer. But I do think our team is, obviously we're different and we're better. And how much better, I think is yet to be seen, but I think we're considerably better, now. And now we have to start building chemistry back with this group. I spent 3 weeks trying to build some chemistry with the other team. Now I've got this team and trying to build some chemistry with them. So, and again, I think we're still competing in practice for playing time and starting time and who can stay out of foul trouble time. I think those are all things that we continue to battle.
Vic, do you think you'd be able to, 2 months from now, look back on this period of your team this season? What do you think future Vic would say about his team during this stretch without Rory this early in the season?
I think 2 months from now, obviously, I think we'll be way different. We went through a little bit of a rough patch last year in January, and found out a little bit about our team, and then where we were able to right the ship and finish with, I think, a 14-game winning streak or 15 going into that Elite Eight game. So I certainly think this team will be different in February. I think the Vic in February is going to say, yeah, we really have grown. We've learned to play at a level of intensity that Coach wants us to play at. I still think it's today's practice number 40, you know, and so I think it's still a process for us, and so I'm extremely hopeful that come February, you know, I'll certainly have seen a lot of growth and change, because I think change is hard. Y'all have heard me say this before. Change is hard, and it's hard to get past hard, especially for young people. And so that's kind of what we're going through right now.
Amina, how has last couple of weeks been for you, and how do you feel like you all have grown from your perspective?
From my perspective, the last few weeks, you know, we had our ups and downs, you know, good practices, some weren't that good. But I feel like we're still trying to mold together as a team, you know. We have good team chemistry off the court, but we're trying to get that on the court as well. So that's what we're working on as of now.
What are some of the keys you think are to achieving that on the court, that chemistry?
I think we just all need to work hard together and play off each other and like lift each other up when we make mistakes, because, you know, we're all gonna make mistakes. So I feel like the key, he's gonna get on us regardless. So I think we need to lift each other up in those moments.
Amina, Vic called you on Saturday his Moneyball player. Have you ever seen that movie? And do you know what that do you know what that term kind of means?
He kind of explained it to us, but I haven't seen the movie. No.
Yeah, when you came in, did you feel, hey, this could be my role, to kind of do everything, or did you kind of think you were gonna do one specific thing?
I just feel like I didn't think I was gonna do one specific thing. My main thing is like to work hard, and whatever comes out of that, then I'll do it. So I really do, you know, this is my first year here, so I really do whatever he needs me to do. I don't really have one thing in mind. Just, yeah.
Moneyball.
I think earlier this year, Deanna described you as tough. Do you think you're tough? Is that a good description of you?
Yeah, I think I'm pretty tough.
Okay. What makes you tough? Why do you think your teammate would say that about you?
I think I'm pretty resilient, like, and I'm competitive as well. Like, and I take some things to heart. Like, if somebody scores on me, like, I take that pretty deep.
Vic, it's one thing if the freshmen are getting into foul trouble, but some of your vets have had some troubles, and I'm kind of wondering, are you concerned about Shay? I think Aaliyah's fouled out once,
Yeah.
Deanna as well.
I mean, you can go down the list. We have numerous players averaging 3+ fouls a game to this point. Now, again, I think part of that is due to just the level of competition. Again, I have 6 new players, all playing over 20 minutes a game, with the exception of one, I think. 1 or 2. 6 new players, 4 transfers, 2 freshmen. That is a new team in my mind, you know, to go with our team that's coming back. And so I think there's a lot that goes into it right now, and a lot of it has to do with our chemistry on that end, which is the last thing you get, Danny, is your defensive chemistry. It's the last thing that happens. If you look over the last 2 years here at Texas, that's been the last thing that's happened with our teams. And it's you know, Shay fouled out the other night. Well, she's not really been one of those players to be in a lot of foul trouble, but she got in it the other night. So, again, I think we've got a lot of young players, and then we've got a lot of players, Danny, that are at a different level. This is a different level. We play different, and they're trying to figure it out. And so they're being challenged to do some things that they haven't been challenged to do in their careers, and it's different, and they're trying to learn and figure it out, and they will. And I think we're getting better. I think the other day we didn't foul as much, and we'll continue to be a work in progress on that end so that we don't.
Amina, how do you feel like these challenges early in the season will help your team grow throughout the course of the year?
I feel like it's better now than like later to face these challenges. You know, we have to learn how to handle adversity now, so we can get better later in the season.
How do you maintain the confidence with a team that's as talented, competitive, and overall resilient as the team that you have here? How do you guys keep that edge through tough times?
I think we just lean on each other. You know, we know he's not going to lead us any wrong way. So we have to have confidence in him as well as ourselves to know that we can do better. We just have to put in the work. You know.
And you got 2 rings in high school. One of them came at the expense of one of your current teammates. Do you ever talk smack to Rory about that state championship?
No, I know it's pretty like, you know, an emotional thing for her, so I really don't say anything about it.
Like when you were recruiting Amina, what did you like about her that made you want to go after her and get her here?
Just the things kind of that we've talked about. I mean, I really feel like she plays really hard. I do think she's tough to an extent, and I love her athleticism and her length. I think what we're going to find during the course of her career here is she's going to become one of those players that goes down in the history of Texas as one of the best defensive players that we've had here, because she's going to be able to defend multiple positions. And again, you don't get 5 rebounds a game and whatever her minutes are standing around. I think she's learning. Yesterday I was talking to her about running the floor. I want her to run the floor more. I think she can be I've got a little group of 5 that I want to be my transition team. And I think she needs to be a part of that group. And so just learning and understanding that. But when I was recruiting her, I think those were the things that stood out to me, is just, you know, she really is an aggressive player. She attacks the rim, sometimes in a really violent way, and that's a good thing. And so, you know, she's only going to get, obviously, daily, she's going to get better and better and better. And I just think she's going to be a really impactful player for us the next 4 years.
Obviously last year you had Rory and Aaliyah. Kendall played minutes at times too. This year with Jock and Amina, do you like playing freshmen, or would you prefer to ease them into this process, but this is just the hand you were dealt?
Yeah, I think I like playing them if they're good enough, and I think ours are good enough. So, because I really believe, you know, if they play now, you know, I think it just really is such an, you know, you can't put a value on that, especially down the line. Would I like to have 2 seasoned seniors out there and you know, them behind them? Yeah. But at the same time, this is the opportunity. I knew it was going to be that way with the team that I've, you know, inherited here, and the timing of people graduating. I knew that freshman class, their freshman class, was going to have that chance, and that was one of the things we talked about in recruiting. And so, again, I've said this to my team. I think I've said it to y'all. Kids shooting 73% from the field, 5 rebounds a game. I don't think she turns it over that much. I got to find a place for her in the game. You know, the other day, I think she had played 5 minutes in the first half, and I looked at my staff. I go, hey, we got to find a way to play Amina. I mean, the stats don't lie, the efficiency doesn't lie, and so you got to find a way to play her. And she does what I want my players to do. She makes me play you, and that's what you want. If a player isn't playing, my standard answer is, you got to make me play you. But it's not play you in the game and then you'll show me. It's, you got to show me in practice and I'll play you in the game. But anytime a player wants to play, you got to tell them, hey, make me play you. I got to win. We have to win. It's real easy. And I think Amina, when you look at her stats and watch her playing a game, she does that.
Anything else? Good.
Appreciate y'all. Praise the Lord, Longhorns.
Thanks, guys.
Good job.